Welcome back to our PCT Short. I'm Jonah Johnson. So the buzz this week is, no pun intended, is two things on insects. Number one, if you've been in your cornfields and walk in, you may have seen some clear, translucent, tiny little worms that are wiggling down those leaf axils up in the leaf. And you might be curious, what are those? And what's with all these sweat bees this year? And interesting enough, those two are actually related. So let's get into it. So the seraphid hoverfly larvae is the worms that we're seeing in the cornfields right now. So they're actually not considered a worm or actually with legs. They're actually considered the larvae or a maggot of the seraphid adult hoverfly. And so these insects are actually a beneficial insect. They're a predator of aphids and they're excellent scavengers for killing aphids. If you have corn aphids in your fields right now, which we have some reports on this year. And so you'll notice they feed on excess pollen left over from the pollination phase of our corn plants. And so again, a beneficial, they're not a defoliator and they're not gonna hurt the corn plants whatsoever. So these adults, these larvae, actually these maggots, in turn turn out to these hoverflies that look like sweat bees. And so these hoverflies do not have stingers, they don't bite, they're a beneficial pollinator actually. And so they're good all around, except they're quite a nuisance to us. So if your house is near a cornfield, if you've been walking corn and notice, pretty much the second you get close to a cornfield, they are everywhere. Hence, they're flying around right now as we speak. And so they differ from sweat bees. Sweat bees are actually a bee. They have a stinger, just a smaller version of, smaller than like a honeybee, for example, where they can sting you if they're flying around and you swat them or squish them. But these hoverflies are actually not going to hurt you all. All they're interested in is in the salt of the sweat coming off of your body. And hence, they're very prevalent right now. So why is that? There's not much supporting literature to suggest why they're so bad this year. You know, it could be the extended wet and the heat. And of course, they're attracted to the insects. Of course, they're trying to kill the aphids, but nevertheless, they're not a harm to us. They're just a pain in the backside. So for more, follow us on PCTnutrients.com. I'm Jonah Johnson. Thanks for watching.